Hi everyone, welcome to what's essentially the first episode of the Massive Fan Podcast. Today I'm going to be reviewing Moonlight Chicken and telling you why you need to be watching that show and where you can watch it. This is obviously the first time I'm doing an episode like this, so I'm going to try out our format today, and if it works and you guys are happy with it, then I'll continue doing the review episodes in this format. I kind of want to talk about the show in four main aspects: the story, the themes, the acting, and the production quality. And I will end it all with my final review of the show and letting you know where you can watch it. Without further ado, let me get started. The story is centered around Uncle Jim, or Lung Jim, as the characters in the show affectionately call him. He is the central figure of this entire story. He owns and runs a chicken rice diner, and which opens late in the evening and is open through the night. Now, Lung Jim is a character who has struggled in life with poverty, with relationships, with being an out and gay man. While all of these things are not immediately apparent, I think what you see right at the beginning is that he's a tired, weary guy who is trying to make life work. He lives with his nephew, who is 17 or 18 years old and finishing school, still trying to figure out what to do with his life. That's Li Ming. He has an employee who's also fairly young, maybe a few years older than Li Ming, who's been working for him for quite a while, called Leng. The story kicks off with him meeting Wan, who is passed out drunk in the chicken rice diner. And when Uncle Jim wakes Wan up from his drunken stupor, they kind of make eye contact. There's a connection, and they end up having a one-night stand. Now, the premise of the whole show is in the fact that Uncle Jim is not ready for a commitment, and he kind of makes that clear even before they sleep together, whereas Wan sees that they both have a real connection and he wants to hold on to it. So how do these two opposing kind of thought processes come together? Do they come together? How do they balance each other out? What happens? That is the essence of the story of Moonlight Chicken. Now, when I give it to you just like that, it sounds as if the story is focused on just these two characters, that it couldn't be further from the truth. Moonlight Chicken is a story about found family. It's about learning to love yourself and love the situation that you're in, or even if you can't love it, accept it and try to do better with it, right? Try to take control of what is in your control and better your life. I think that is actually a core theme of the show. And so there are a lot of characters that kind of come into play in this series. I mentioned a few of them, which was Uncle Jim, Li Ming, and Leng. Outside of these three, we have Wan, who is the person Uncle Jim has a one-night stand with. We have Gaipa, who is someone Leng is very close friends with, but Uncle Jim also knows Gaipa through his mother, who is a chicken vendor, who Uncle Jim kind of buys his chicken from for his shop, right? So you see a kind of community forming here. All of these people kind of live their daily lives, interact with each other on a daily basis, and what happens is we're kind of plucked and put into the middle of their lives at a certain point of time. One of the key themes of the show is that is the timing of it, right? The show came out in early 2023, and the story itself is set just after COVID. So very topical for the time at which it came out. It talks about, and even in the first episode, in the opening scene, it talks about, you know, how restaurants had to shut, how businesses are not doing well yet, and how this chicken rice diner is continuing to do business with a certain principle that Uncle Jim runs it with. And so it's a very interesting, right off the bat, it's very interesting and very topical, and you're like, oh, okay, so this is very real in a way that a lot of BL isn't, right? And I'm not throwing shade at any BL. I love when BLs are a little removed from reality, because sometimes you don't want reality. You want fantasy, you want happiness, you want fluff. You don't really want to deal with really heavy themes, and when you're in that mood, that's great. But Moonlight Chicken kind of is very, very real, right? In the way it talks about coming out, in the way it talks about being out, in the way it deals with themes like relationships that have failed, and why do they fail? Like, is someone at fault? Is there really anyone at fault? It talks about a parent's duties to their kids. It talks about generational gaps and how hard it can be to understand someone who has grown up at a different time from you and has had different experiences from you, but you still want to try because you love that person, right? You love that person, they love you, and so you both make an effort. It's about the fact that adults can still learn from their kids, can still learn lessons from their kids. And so it's all these different themes that come together in a really beautiful story. Going into the acting. So Moonlight Chicken stars 3 BL couples: Earth Mix, Gemini Fourth, and First Cowtown. Earth Pirapat plays Jim, and Mix plays One. Fourth plays Li Ming, and Gemini plays Heart. Gaipa is played by Kautang, and Alan is played by First. I can only give you the names of the characters because I feel like if I talk too much about the relationships between these characters, it is going to be a bit of a spoiler. All the actors have done a phenomenal job with their roles. Earth is playing someone who's actually a lot more older than him, but he does a fantastic job of capturing that world weariness that is core to Uncle Jim's character. I think Mix has said in several interviews that One is a character that's very close to how he is in real life, except his relationships in the show are very different from anything Mix has experienced. So the way those relationships were portrayed was also done extremely well. First, as Alan, honestly one of my favorite characters of the show, or rather one of my favorite actors of the show. Alan as a character is maybe not one of my favorites, but First did such a phenomenal job acting. Fourth as Li Ming. Fourth has, I can't believe that this was his first series that he actually acted in. He and Earth have such great chemistry as uncle and nephew, and through the show you kind of see this push and pull between them, and they do it so well. They handle it so beautifully. That's in fact one of my favorite relationships of the series, is between Jim and Li Ming. Not the romantic relationships, just that familial bond that they have. It is so beautiful to see it kind of come together. Gemini is playing the role of someone who is deaf. So I think he talks a lot in his interviews and how he prepared for the character, on how he had to work on, first of all, learning sign language, then not reacting when there are loud sounds around him when he's in character. I think he did a great job. Again, that was his first role, first drama that he shot. Extremely well done. Kautang is already well known as a really great actor, and I think he's done a phenomenal job as Kaipa. He had some real hero scenes in this series, and he just killed all of them. Mark plays Leng, and he's also done a fantastic job. He comes in as a character that gives a little bit of comic relief in the show, much needed comic relief. But outside of that, Mark's character also deals with some very real issues and has a very interesting take on how to tackle life struggles. And I think that's it's something we can all kind of learn from. And I want to get to the production quality, right? I think all I'll really say, and you'll see this from episode 1, obviously the show is meant to be focusing on people who live their lives in the night, right? And so the coloring that's used, the kind of tones and filters that are used as they've shot this are very interesting. There's this whole theme of like gold and blue throughout the entire series, which I honestly I don't know enough about filmography and production to even attempt to explain why they chose those colors or what they mean. But it's really beautiful to see when you're watching the show. Like there's always a balance of either blue or gold, and it's very beautifully done. All the sets are beautiful. I believe that you actually can go and visit a lot of the sets that they've shot at for this show. The show was shot in Pattaya, and yeah, it's on my bucket list. I want to go and see these places at some point of time. But that is a topic for another day. I think my overall review on the show, I think it was pretty obvious from the beginning when I talked about it in the previous video and in whatever I've said so far. 100% I recommend that if you're someone who anyway watches a lot of dramas in different languages, are used to watching things with subtitles, go ahead, blindly go ahead. It is a beautiful show with very real themes, great acting, and honestly, you're going to come out of it feeling like, you whirlwind of emotions, but very warm and satisfied at the end of it all. I think it's worth mentioning that it's not a huge time commitment for you. The episodes, there are only 8 episodes in the series, and it can be watched on YouTube on the GMM TV channel. They have GMM TV Official is the name of the channel, and they have a playlist for Moonlight Chicken. If you type it into your search bar, it will show up. So really very low barrier to entry to watch the show, and very low time commitment to finish it. Right, and I feel like those are the 2 key things on whether I start a show or not, is based on, is it easy to watch? Like, do I have to subscribe to 5 different platforms in order to be able to find it? And second is like, is it 50 episodes? And yes, I am referring to the Untamed there. I don't regret spending my time watching those 50 episodes, but it is a time commitment, let me tell you. So Moonlight Chicken, that way, it's 8 episodes. Each episode is roughly an hour long. I highly recommend you give it a watch. In my next videos for the series, they might actually be shorter videos than this one. I'll see how much I have to talk about. Honestly, this is the first time I'm doing it, so I'm still figuring it out as I go. But I think in the next video, I will talk a lot about Li Ming and Jim's relationship. Like I said in my previous video, this is the only video where I don't touch on any spoilers. This is purely a review, and this is purely a recommendation for you guys to go watch the show and why you need to be watching it. But from next episode onwards, there will be spoilers. I will be going into specific dialogues or specific scenes that stood out to me that I really want to talk about. That's it for today's episode. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you liked what you heard, and please do leave a comment if you decide to check out Moonlight Chicken after seeing this video, and let me know what you think. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on the series, and hit a like on the video and subscribe to my channel to stay tuned. For those of you who are waiting to see the breakdown of the characters to enter into discourse discussions with me in the comment section, the next episode, I'll try and work on the video and get it out in the next week or 10 days. Guys, honestly, the posting schedule, I'm not 100% sure about yet. I will try and be regular with it, but life does kind of happen. I do have a full-time job as well. And so I need to kind of figure out how I'm going to balance all of this. But yes, the next episode I will try and get it to you guys as soon as possible. See you then, and this is Sun kind of signing off.